Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. My name is Artieka.
I'm Tommy.
And today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, season 14, episode 13. I'm sorry, episode 3. Where did I get 13 from?
Fast forward a little bit, ain't it?
Not even gonna comment on that. Trying to fast forward a lot of things in my life. If you guys haven't already, please take a minute to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notification bell. And before we get started, we did want to say thank you. I was supposed to do this last week, but so much was going on behind the scenes, I forgot to. I'm going to thank one of our subscribers. Her name is Lux Greeting Cards. She has an Etsy shop as well as a Facebook store. And her Facebook is facebook.com/Lux Custom. She made me and Tommy and Lily. I don't have Lily, so we'll add some B-roll of Lily. She made us these really nice tumblers. So mine says Black women are dope. And he is the Celtics.
Mine says Tommy, and it has the Celtics on it.
And Lily has a cute little Sesame Street one. And she did want us to let you guys know that she's giving all of our viewers, subscribers, all that good stuff, 10% off their order if they use the promo code ALS10. So we'll have all of her information in the description box below, as well as pictures of the actual tumblers a little bit closer. All right. So do you have a place that you would like to start, sir?
The first people I wrote was Noy and Steve.
All right. So we'll start with Noy and Steve. Looks like we opened up with their wedding.
Yeah.
They both smiled as Noy was walking down the aisle. And she found out when she got to the ending and finally talked to Steve that her name is going to be Noy Moy. And she's like, that rhymes. Sidebar to their actual wedding. Noy and Steve were the couple that I was the most like, this could go one way or the other.
Right.
Because we didn't get a lot of their personalities being like overbearing or anything like that. It was kind of like, okay, I will try this. I'll give it a shot. That's what they both seemed like.
Right.
So it wasn't like it was like a big deal for them to be on Married at First Sight.
Yeah. Well, obviously it wasn't a big deal for Steve. Steve went on a 4-month vacation.
Right.
He just had the no care in the world.
I get it. I would not be trying to also do this process.
Yeah, I never would have came back and be like, I want to get married.
Trying to do Married at First Sight directly thereafter. But I get it. If you have worked the last 15 years of your life, like you get out of college, you get this corporate job, you're work. I don't get to take a ton of vacations, or I have to maximize my vacations as taking off a Friday and a Monday so I can get a long weekend.
Yeah.
You get some time off and you got a little bit of money, you just do what you got to do, or do what you want to do. Can't say what you got to do. So, the 4-month vacation part doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me, but it is.
It's what like it is. Married at First Sight tied in with that. It's kind of like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
He gave Noy a ring pop at the end. He said, I didn't know if you would like your ring, so I bought an extra. Yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh.
I love it when they're like able to have some type of comedic relief.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's
like
not
Jasmina's, you come here often.
Right. It kind of like breaks the ice a little bit and allows them to like relax a little bit more than what they would. One thing I really, really like about that we recently started to see more of is how they get into more cultural things. Mm-hmm. Like with Noy, her family, I don't forget what she said, but they wear some type of thing around their
It's like a sash.
Yeah, it's like a sash, but it's not a sash, but it's like to represent their culture, their family and stuff. And Steve didn't have a problem with it. Of course, I wouldn't think that he would, but it's just, I love the fact that they bring attention to that. I also like the fact that both of them are really, really family oriented. You know, that makes sense to me.
Noy's brother is also great comedic relief.
Oh, man.
After the pastor pronounces them husband and wife, Steve did ask, is it okay if he kissed her?
Yeah.
And she said yes. Getting to know each other before the reception didn't feel as awkward as other couples have felt.
Oh, yeah.
Namely, I felt like Katina and Elijah's interaction, because that's what we've seen before.
Yeah.
Theirs was a little bit like forced.
Yeah.
Like Katina was just standing there smiling and Elijah was dominating the conversation.
Yeah.
But it really did feel like Steve and Noy were actually
That's how I felt like Mark and Lindsey was.
Yeah, Lindsey was dominating the conversation. Noy meets Steve's parents and she's very sweet with them, which I didn't expect her to be rude or anything. It was just like, oh, it's so nice. Like, oh, yay. Noy then comes out and formally welcomes him into the family with a garb from Laos, which is where she's from. That's what Tommy was talking about. And then at the reception, they danced and they talked about kids in the future. And they also talked about his job, like what he did for a living. And she's like, in the past. But she was like, you know, it seems like he's got it together. He's not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. And I'm sure that that's going to come up again.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
She was probably, and I'm just speculating at this point, she's probably going to see him go on a few job interviews. And then she's also going to, because what he does, his skill set is he can manage it and he can make some money off of it with his skill set. So he's like, it's not a big concern. It's like, hey, I can, you know, make what I need to make to cover what I need to cover. So I appreciate her like saying, hey, it's not a big deal.
She was like, it sounds very temporary.
Yeah.
Which, if anything has taught us anything in the last 2 years, that everything in life can be temporary, and something you thought was only going to last 2 weeks can seem like it's going to last forever.
Right. Right.
You got anything else for them?
Noy's brother. Like, he straight up asks where they gonna do it that night, and Steve is like, nah, I'm not planning on it. And he says the most awkward thing you could say to a newlywed and a stranger to you know.
What did he say?
He was like, well, if y'all don't do it, then somebody else will. Like, what are you talking about here, brother? Like, what is it that you are really talking about here? But now, I think that was very interesting that he brings that up, like her brother. So,
who did we see? I guess the last couple we saw was Alyssa and Chris get married, right? We'll save them to then.
Yeah, I think they should go last, anyways.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go in the reverse order of what I have. So I have Katina and Elijah on next.
All right.
So Katina and Elijah, they start off with her talking about him crying.
Yeah.
And she was completely okay with him being emotional. She understood it. I was like, I just hope he's not out here crying like, what's our boy last season? Zach. Because Zach was like, every time something didn't go Zach's way, he was like... ball of emotion, tears got to start now.
Yeah.
So Katina and Elijah posed for their wedding photos. He even like freestyles and stuff like, can I pick her up? Can we do this? And you know, she's like, I like that. They have their first dance and she says that she's nervous with everyone looking at them. And he's like, hey, they're going to always look with us.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
That was the thing I was saying. I think he's confident in the way he looks, so he has no problem there.
And she should be too, because she's really pretty.
Right. But his issue is more so mentally when it comes to marriage, and I think we're gonna see a lot more of that in the season. I'm sorry, I just had to throw that.
Oh no, go. It's fine. They talked about wanting kids in the future, and then they talked about her cooking abilities. I don't want to say inabilities, because she said that she can survive.
Right. And that's the start.
The interesting thing with that is, being a Southerner, that's never how any of the people that I know would answer the question about being able to cook.
I would just say, yeah, I can cook.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I ran into a lot of people who have said they can cook and they cannot cook.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't think that ever like really comes up.
I really don't understand why a person says they can't cook when it comes with instructions.
That's true. Recipes come with instructions. A lot of people view cooking as the innate ability to just go in the kitchen and season something up and it tastes good. Yeah. There are people like that. Like, they say that the ancestors will guide your hands. Mm-hmm. And then there are people that are like, nah, I need a cookbook. So
I'm that person that can go in between. Like, because I look at recipes, I know what flavor I like. And then I just go in there. Like, sometimes I'm heavy-handed with one thing, sometimes I'm not. Mm-hmm. I don't use salt on a lot of things because the seasoning should be enough salt in my eyes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I don't get that. And then the whole aspect of it being so important. I think Elijah once said something that was vital. She just has to be willing to learn. Mm-hmm. Like, that's so important, because if she's not willing to learn to cook, he's going to have a big issue.
I wonder how well he cooks.
I don't know.
Because people always say you should be what you want. Mm-hmm. And if you want somebody to be able to cook well, you should be able to cook well.
Like, in my mind, I'll be mentally battling you when it comes to cooking. I'll be like, man, she can cook this, but she can't do this.
I never think about it. I think that we both have very strong points. I just happen to, not as of lately, but in general, over the duration of our relationship, I've been the one cooking more. So it is what it is. They get to the cake portion of the reception. Katina smashes cake in Elijah's face. She talks to his groomsmen and asks them about his quirks. They tell her that patience is huge. Like, she's going to need a lot of patience, because she's going to have to explain things to him more than one time for him to get it.
I was like, when I heard that, I was like, my wife would divorce him as soon as they said that. Like, she does not want to, like, most people I know does not want to repeat themselves, but my wife is one that does not like to repeat herself. And I was like, yeah, if that was the case, that would get on her nerves. So I wonder how long that's going to last.
My child has taught me more patience, because I do have to repeat myself with her.
Yeah, but not a person that's grown. Like, that's because she's like learning.
Mm-hmm. I'll be like, you need to clean out your ears and listen. Yeah. Katina's bridesmaids asked her if they were going to have sex tonight, and she says no, and he says he will if she wants to.
The way they sliced that up, I loved it. It was so funny.
The funny thing was, I can't remember what she said, but she was like, he'll definitely try to eat it. Sorry, Mom. I was like, what? Your mama's going to hear this, because she's going to watch this show. Right. I was thinking about it in the context of, is your mama standing over there? But that's all I got for them.
She did that like Will did when they was on the Oprah show.
Oh. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Letitia.
That's all I have for them. I didn't really get into them coming back to the hotel room because it was just montages of all of the girls saying, "Will you unhook my dress?"
Man, it was crazy. The part where he was talking to Katina's mom.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even write that down.
When like the first sitting down with each other, she was like, said his name funny. And he was like, Elijah one. And she was like, oh, where did that come from? Or something like that. His mom wrote it. Mom named him. And he started to talk.
I thought that was very rude. The way that she was like, what kind of name is that?
That's what she said?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's Nigerian. She was like, well, who came up with that? I'm like, there was a whole famous person, Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, you've heard this name before on the news.
Right.
You strike me as a woman that watches the news.
But it's like, he also called her Katrina.
Mm-hmm. And she was like, that is my biggest pet peeve. I'm like, you should tell her your biggest pet peeve is people not pronouncing your name correctly either. Katrina's mama.
But it's funny because it's like, okay, that's a big pet peeve. He just met her, and everything like that. And he called her Katrina. Her name is Katina. Just correct it and move on.
Right.
I just feel like he's gonna run into some issues with the mom if they take the like figuring out that relationship, because they always do a family episode. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see how that relationship is gonna go. But
I remember now why I didn't write anything down for that, because I was too busy yelling at the TV screen. Because she also asked him what was his intentions with her daughter. I'm like, number one, he doesn't know her. Number two, his intention was to get married today. Already done. Box checked. What are you asking him, lady? Like, find a new way to ask the question that you want to know the answer to, because what is your intention with my daughter is not going to get you anything.
Right.
Because if he would have just said to marry her today, you would have been like, well, that ain't what I wanted to know the answer to. Ask the question you want to know the answer to. Ask him something about him, but not like his intentions with your child that he also does not know.
Yeah.
Like, nobody here knows anybody. What are we doing?
I don't know.
That just
grinds your gears. Huh?
Oh, it irritates me. Every time somebody says, what's your intentions with my daughter? To get married. We're already there. What's your intentions with this question?
Yeah.
To irritate me?
That's what it was. They asked that question to irritate Artieka.
Well, I'm not talking about me personally.
I know. But still. Man, it was so whack at the end of it. Like at the end of the scene where he was like, I get easily distracted. She was like, what's that, a rabbit? And walked off. I was like, come on, man. What are y'all doing here?
Tommy says that about Lily. He's like, there's a squirrel and she's gone.
Man, you gotta watch Up.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying movie? With Lily, you're that squirrel.
That joke is so funny. Squirrel.
And she's out of here. That's all I had for them.
Yeah, me too.
Jasmina and Michael was next. So we opened up with glasses clinking, asking them to kiss. They did kiss. They talked about...
Most of the couples didn't know what the glass was clicking mean.
Yeah,
I found that to be funny.
I've never been to a wedding that people clink glasses.
Yeah.
To ask for kisses. It's always been to get people's attention for a toast.
Yeah. I wish we did that. Like somebody did that to ours. I would have been like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't think that people would have been like, oh my God, get them to kiss again. Because they were too busy having fun to care about me and you kissing each other. So it's just like, whatever. So they talk about pets, and he tells her about his time constraints and why he didn't think that they would be good for having pets, because he gets up at 4 a.m. and he's gone until like 7 p.m. And she's like, 4 o'clock? I felt that too, because she also said that she's not falling asleep until like 2.
Yeah.
So she's just falling asleep for real by the time his alarm clock is going off to get up. Don't think that that's going to change much, because personal trainer, people want to work out before they go to work.
Yeah.
That's 4:30, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
her biggest concern seems to be like the time that they're going to be able to actually spend together, because that was a Monday through Friday deal. And then he was like sporadically he would be able to,
he has clients on weekends too.
One thing that I thought about when they talked about that was you're going to have to make some adjustments as the man. You're definitely going to have to make some adjustments when it comes to your Monday through Friday, making more of an effort to spend more time with each other, because once you get home, everybody's tired. You get to
you can't come in at 7, make dinner or eat dinner, and then at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, like you've only spent 2 hours,
and 2 hours. That 2 hours, you're actively doing something else.
Yeah,
whether it be cooking, getting ready for the next day, whatever. Which is cool when you're alone, but it doesn't work.
Right.
When you're trying to make something work.
Right. So you definitely have to figure that part out.
Jasmina talked to Michael's sisters, and they gave her a breast cancer ribbon pin to represent their mom, basically saying that, we don't have a mom anymore, but we wanted her to be able to guide you as well on this day. So this is our way of welcoming you in, which I thought was really sweet. I do worry, because they always said that it was always Mike and the girls. I worry about the sisters intruding on the relationship.
I think they like for everybody. It's gonna be an adjustment, because that was something I was thinking about too when I watched it. It's gonna be an adjustment for everybody, but then I think once they really find that groove, then it's gonna be a lot easier for everybody involved. Because for her, she already comes from a big family, and everything, and him coming from a big family, understanding the time spent with each other. You can't spend it with everybody when two of y'all are trying to focus on each other. So,
and you don't want to spend your time together with all these other people too.
So I think once they figure it out and get into a groove and able to get into a groove, I think they'll be fine. They did accept her as a sister. So I thought,
choice.
I mean, like they was like very open to her. And I'm still trying to figure out, like, when they said Mike and the girls, why they don't include Mike's brother. I'm assuming that Mike's brother is from another side. Like, the girls are from his mom. His brother could be his brother from previous situation with their dad.
I don't know. Maybe they'll get into that.
I don't know.
I said Jasmina and Michael give me the feeling that they'll at least give this a valiant effort as far as their marriage is concerned. Mike did sit down with Jasmina's parents, and her parents also asked this stupid intentions question. Her mama Kim.
Yeah.
Her her stepdad told him, when there's confrontation, just don't say anything. And I was like, if she's a confrontational person, the worst thing you can do is to not say anything.
Yeah.
Her mom basically told him to ignore the stepdaddy.
He was like, sometimes you get trick questions. What? I get what you're trying to say. Why would you tell him that, man?
Right. He just went straight into the, nope, she go off.
Yeah.
And she basically told him to try to always communicate with Jasmina, because that's what she needs.
Yeah. That's what most people need.
Yeah. Communication is
like, just let me know what's up, you know?
Did you have anything else for them?
Only she's a cuddler, but that's because at the end, she's a cuddler.
Oh, cuddler. I thought you said color. That's why I was like, a what?
Nah, cuddler. It's a tough word. It's one of them words.
She likes to cuddle.
Yeah.
Okay. Next was Lindsey and Mark. And they talk at the reception about her having a tough exterior. Mark did talk to her dad and her brother. Did you have something to say about the tough exterior?
No, my first note is She said speech when they clicked the glasses. Speech.
Because usually that's what it is people interrupting.
Trying to get the
attention to say something. Like, I'm pretty sure that's how Reggie got everybody's attention when he did his best man speech at our wedding. I
honestly don't know, so.
I will ask him if he remembers.
Yeah. Speech.
Mark pulled her dad and her brother to the side and talked to them, and he did ask for their permission. He was like, I have always wanted to do this correctly. Married at first sight kind of takes that option away from you. So I wanted to make sure that I had you guys' permission to marry Lindsey. And they was like, yeah. And remember when Lindsey told her dad and her brother she was getting married, she was talking about having bubbles at her wedding. She got her bubble exit from the wedding. I think Jasmina and Michael had sparklers.
Yeah.
Noy and Steve didn't have anything. And I don't remember Katina and Elijah one's exit.
I don't either.
To say if they
had something, though, I think.
They might have had sparklers, too.
Everybody had something except one couple.
Noy and Steve.
Yeah.
Well, and Alyssa and Chris.
They didn't have anything?
Alyssa and Chris didn't have an exit.
Oh.
All right. So you have anything else for Lindsey and Mark?
Nah, that's it.
All right. So Alyssa and Chris. Whew. Alyssa, we opened up with her friend saying that she hopes he's hot.
I don't even know how to judge that, man. What's Chris on a hot meter?
I would never call a man hot, so I don't know what she thinks of as hot.
He gave her a gift.
He did give her a gift.
What was it?
It was a letter, and she cried, and I don't even remember us opening up what was attached to the letter.
Yeah.
I did note that all of her friends were single, so she was going to be the first one to be married. And usually people do this because all of their friends are married and they don't want to be the only single friend.
Yeah.
Chris walked down the aisle with his mom, which I thought was really sweet. Her friend asked her right before she walked down the aisle to just be positive. I was like, okay, so we know there's going to be some bull. If you have to ask a person to just be positive.
We knew she was going to come with some bull when she bought 10 dresses.
We knew. They knew.
Like, everything is not a surprise. She did say something about teeth being huge for her. And then immediately they turned to his teeth, knowing that he doesn't have perfect teeth. He got like vampire teeth on like the wrong part of the vampire teeth. Like, you got your front 2 teeth and then the next 2 are vampire teeth. That's how his is. Anyway, go ahead.
All right.
I'm a teeth person too.
She says that she would call it quits over teeth. And I'm like, girl.
She got a nice set of teeth though. I give her that.
If you're going to say, oh, he's a perfect guy, but his teeth are trash, you don't need to be on Married at First Sight.
Nah, you don't. You definitely don't.
So they walk down the aisle. He says she's beautiful and she smells good. They go out to take photos. I don't remember. Did they kiss each other? I don't think they did.
They kissed.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, when they said I do, they kissed.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
When they go outside to take their photos, the photographer is asking her for different poses because, of course, nothing about these photos is going to be loving or anything like that because these people don't know each other. And she's like, well, lay your head on his chest. And she was like, no, I wouldn't do that. And he's like, I like that she's blunt because at least I don't have to know what she's thinking.
He's just accepting.
He is accepting because he doesn't know all the baggage that comes with her.
Yeah. Like she on some other mess.
So they get back inside to the reception. The family's clinking the glasses, trying to get them to kiss. She says she is not going to succumb to peer pressure.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when I knew Married at First Sight had messed up.
I got to go back and watch why they said they matched them.
Yeah.
Because it's something I miss. Oh, this is where I put the Katina stuff in, so that's why it's confusing. That's why I missed it. He did talk to Chris, is the he I'm talking about. He talked to Alyssa's mom, and her mom told him that Alyssa is stubborn. If she's having a bad day, give her space and let her rant. And then Alyssa talked to his groomsmen, and his groomsmen said that he was, what is the word that they use?
Condescending.
Did they use condescending or did she use condescending?
I think they used condescending because they was like, he tries to teach a lot. Mm-hmm. Either because he's trying to learn something or because, he genuinely wants to teach you something. And they were like, just hold your ground or something. Because
I did write that he said his friend says that he's a teacher, and she says she doesn't think that she can be with someone like that. So we see all these other couples and their exits and going to the hotel room, and then we open back up with Alyssa behind the door talking to production and Chris sitting in the hallway trying to figure out what the heck is going on because he just trying to get to his hotel room with his wife.
We all knew that she wasn't into him. One, from the previews. Two, from, the responses that her friends were saying, responses that the mom gave, because he asked, did she like me? She was like, he asked, did she say something about me? And he was like, and the mom was like, looking for an answer as to say what he said or what she said. When we got to that part, it was like, are they gonna make it to the honeymoon? Like, is this it?
So Alyssa told the producer that she hates people who are pushy or condescending. The producer was like, has he been this way with you? She's like, well, no. And he's like, so what's the problem?
Yeah.
I'm like thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, okay, he may be pushy, he may be condescending, he may be all of these things, but has he been that way with you? Because people in general are, I won't say in general, but a lot of people are a little bit different with their spouses than they are with the world.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't know what he's going to give. She cries and she says she doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. And they're like, well, you need to go tell him. She comes out and she basically just tell him that she needs to get some sleep. I don't remember if she told him not with you.
No, I don't think she said that. I think they both slept in the same room.
Did they?
Yeah, I guess so. They didn't go that far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how far they went, but I know that she came in and she told him that she needed to get some sleep, and he's like, I'm tired too. And he asked her if he needs to clarify anything or does she have any questions, and he's like, no. He was like, I'm sorry to hear that, which I'm sure he overheard part of that conversation behind the door. And it's like, he can't clear up anything, any preconceived notions or anything about himself because she's not allowing him to. Yeah. But then she's also pretending like none of this ever happened.
Right.
So it's like you're in a room and you're crying. And then you come out and you look at me like everything's okay. Yeah. Like, no, you're lying.
Right. Let's get this out in the open and just tell me what's up.
So that's all I have for them.
It's really unfair for Chris, to be put in that position, be put in a predicament like that, just because it's like he didn't do anything wrong. It's what his friend said about him that she's concerned about. She's talking about, well, I didn't get anything that I asked for. Like it's a Happy Meal or something. And
they forgot my chicken nuggets.
It's like you haven't even given this a chance before you're like, no, I don't want to do it. And I feel like Chris even said that this is not what I expected when signing up for Married at First Sight.
They need to go and give Chris his annulment and let him go on about his business.
Go on and give Chris his money and be like, bruh, I'm sorry. That's all you gotta say. I apologize.
You tried.
Right.
Our bad.
Our bad on that one. But So
let's go through the couples. I'm just gonna start in the order that I have them on my page, and that's not the order that we did them. Your predictions.
I bet.
Lindsey and Mark.
Yes.
Yes at decision day or yes all the way?
Oh, this is just decision day. Yeah, this is just because like past decision day, I don't, Okay. I would hope that they stick together, but we're trying to get to decision day and see what they say. So I'm saying they both say yes on decision day.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Jasmina and Michael.
I pray for a yes, and I want to say yes.
They're the couple that, as you're looking at the episode, you're saying they have to work.
Yeah.
They have to work. And that's why I'm going to say they're not going to work.
It's not... It's not that they have to work. You want to see them work because...
No, what I'm saying, like, there's no glaring red flags about them as a couple. That's why I say they have to work.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And that's, like, I'm... Obviously, whatever I be thinking is right is wrong.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I'm taking the opposite approach this time.
I got you.
Katina and Elijah won.
I think he's going to say no. I think she's going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes for them. I think that Elijah is going to meet Isaac's match. And she going to be like, bro, I'm not playing with you. So I'm going to say yes for them.
Okay. I got a no for them.
Noy and Steve.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes for them. And that's because nothing about either of them says I have to ruffle a whole bunch of feathers to prove my point or to like exert my dominance or anything like that. Like they're both like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be with you. We can bend, but we're not going to break.
Yeah.
That's my hope for them. And then Alyssa and Chris.
No.
I'm going to say they not even going to make it to the honeymoon.
Nah, they not. They going to make it to the honeymoon, but they are not going to get it together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not going to make it to the honeymoon. Their two individual selves will make it, but like collectively as a relationship, I don't think they're going to make it to the honeymoon.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to make it to dinner tomorrow. Isn't it tomorrow? Like, isn't it the day after the wedding they have like brunch or something with the family?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to make it to that.
Right. They going to make it. It's just going to be an awkward conversation when it comes to the family. She talked to his mom, I think. Anyway.
Perhaps.
Is that all it covers? What we got? We got two. For me, it's 2 no's and 3 yeses.
I don't remember.
Did you say Lindsey and Mark? Yeah.
I don't remember how many I said.
Yeah, so
I had Lindsey and Mark as a no. I had Jasmina and Michael as a no. And I had Alyssa and Chris as a no. And then I had Katina and Elijah and Noy and Steve as yeses. So I had 3 no's and 2 yeses.
And I had 3 yeses and 2 no's. Because I had Lindsey and Mark, yes. Noy and Steve, yes.
The only couple we agree on is Alyssa and Chris.
Yeah.
I think America agrees on that.
Right. And Jasmina and Michael, yes. Elijah won. Katina and Elijah won, no. And Alyssa and Chris, no. Yeah, so we should see.
All right. I'm hoping that the drama of this season is all like Alyssa.
Well, I'm hoping that it balances.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like the big drama of the season is like this that we've seen thus far with Alyssa, where everybody else is just normal relationship
issues.
getting to know each other.
Adjusting
I'm also married to you, and there's also a camera crew following.
Right. Just that's what I'm hoping as well. You know, hey, well, it looks promising.
Looks much better than the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, 2. Chris almost Chris almost single-handedly ruined Married at First Sight.
Atlanta was awful. Houston was awful.
You thought so?
Yeah.
It was much better than Atlanta.
It was much better than Atlanta, but it was just...
Yeah. So, we got this.
I was watching another review, and they were like, they put these people together because they was like, you don't have a mama, I don't have a mama. Trauma. I hope that's not the case this time.
Right.
But if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, comment down below, and let us know what your predictions are. And don't forget to also visit, I'm about to get this wrong, Lux greeting cards for a Tumblr order with promo code ALS10. And I'll make sure to include her Etsy shop name and her Facebook name in the comment or description box below. All right, y'all. Bye.
Peace.